Hello and welcome everybody to Talking Golf Tuesday. Let's start off with the question. What championship length course do you like in Wisconsin? Because I played a little executive down there in Brookfield, Wisconsin. I live in the Milwaukee area. And it was kind of an executive course. I didn't get a chance to hit fairway woods. And so I was just like, oh, it's kind of like driver iron or par 3. And I was looking at this club this weekend. I'm like, what course is long enough and open to the public that I should play? Because the Cobra bafflers, obviously like the hybrid look, obviously the lie is probably a little different, but they have the weight on the sole with these big rails. You can hit this out of the rough, any sort of trouble, the ultimate rescue wood from the 80s. Well, what course? So if you know a course in Wisconsin, a championship length course, let me know which ones are your favorite. I know Whistling Straits is up there, but that's expensive and you need a caddy, and that's an experience more than just like, let's go have a quick game. Let me know your thoughts. But I want to tell you about the 4 courses in Georgia that I like to play. Let's call it my 4 favorite courses in Georgia. And these are public courses, okay? Just open to the public. There were some, when I first got there, I was like, ooh, Druid Hills Golf Club, let's go. And then I was like, oh, it's a private club. And at the time, I didn't have the money to let's go buy a membership, right? I was just like, it looks so nice, but not going to happen. So I have the 4. I'm going to start them in order of least expensive to most expensive to play. Let's start with Steel Canyon Golf Club, all right? The Steel Canyon Golf Course. It's a lovely little executive course, okay? Kids are out there all the time. People playing vintage clubs are out there all the time. That's not somewhere where I would take this, because it's more of just a driver, short iron in, or par 3, okay? Very executive course-esque. And it's where I had lots of fun and lots of memories. I introduced one of my friends to, well, I guess one of them was had golfed before, but that's where you introduce people to golf. It's not too long, right? So they can hit 3-wood, they can hit irons, they can, manage these par 4s very easily. And one of them drove the green on the first hole. His first one, I can't remember, it was he sliced it off and lost it or something. His provisional was on the green. And that made him happy. Oh, and he also chipped in for par from the sand once, just totally had this awesome, he was on the opposite bank, so he chips it into the grass bank right there in front of the green, and bounces up and rolls in. It was just yeah, it was super awesome. So Steel Canyon, lots of happy memories. A shorter executive course, but lots of fun. So that's a great place. I know I took my vintage clubs there all the time. The other place that's not too expensive, kind of championship length, is Mystery Valley Golf Course. It's by Stone Mountain, but it's not in Stone Mountain Park. So very affordable. You just show up and you golf. And again, if you just imagine it's a municipal course, not a high-end one, just kind of a lower mid-tier golf course open to the public. So it was a wonderful time, good memories there. One of our friends, that's where I would golf with one of our other friends in Georgia, and he was a putter. He would be 100 yards off the green in the fairway, and he would just putt all the way. And he got pretty good at it. He would putt all the way onto the green, and be 10 feet away. It was pretty impressive to watch him putt from the fairway. If you know somebody like that, let us know in the comments below. To me, it's just a great story and very memorable. His name was Bob. I think I can say his name because there are lots of Bobs in the world, okay? But his name was Bob, and man, it was great. It was just so many fun memories with the group of us, So that was a really fun course. That's one of the ones where I think it was the 10th hole. You're hitting over water. Every other time we were there, we were cheering and laughing and having fun because we would hit balls into the water. People were like, I'm just going to take a drop because I don't want to lose a ball. And I would just be like, take one of my balls, hit it, and let's see if you can make it over. And occasionally they would make it over and it would build their confidence. They're like, I did it! And they'd be running around and dancing on the tee box like, yes! And then, quickly move on. And occasionally they would, half the time, they would hit it into the water, sploosh, and we'd be like, yes! All right! Because it's good practice to, with a new golfer, sometimes it's a good practice just to take those challenges, to say, let's see if I can do it. And then they start getting used to it, and they start getting, it's intimidating anymore. All right, we're at the water hole, and they're not scared of it anymore. Let's go, and they can hit one without that anxiety hitting them. So lots of fun memories at Mystery Valley. It's I almost said great. I had great memories there, but it's an okay course. And then the final two are where we would go when we wanted to feel like golfers. Okay, it was the Stone Mountain Golf Club. All right, so the Stone Mountain Golf Club is open to the public, but it's in Stone Mountain Park. So you get to Stone Mountain Park, and then you have to pay to get in. I don't know what the rates are now. It was like $10-12 to get into the park. And then your green fees on top of that. And so, it can get kind of expensive, and it kind of catches people off guard who are not used to Stone Mountain Park. As a local resident, we just bought a season pass. It was like $35 and you can get in all year. And then we didn't think about the gate. We just, we have our little tag, we get in, and then we go to the golf club, and then we pay for our golf. Okay, easy. But just be aware that you have to pay to get into the park, and then you pay for your golf, because the golf courses are in the park. And there are two golf courses. There's the Stone Mountain, there's the Lake Mount. Lake Mount was way more challenging. I only played that a couple of times. And that's when you're like, my game is on, bring it on. And then the Stone Mountain course is very undulating, there's lots of elevation change, and it's just a fun course. So, we would play that probably the most, and lots of fun memories there. It's a beautiful course. You can see Stone Mountain, there's water. It's just lovely. Lake Mount has even more water. And there's some challenging shots where you're like hitting over trees. I was hitting like over trees and cutting corners, and good times. Those are fun courses, open to the public. So that's kind of the whole range. You got all executive, to kind of a cheaper muni, to two of the nicer public courses out there. There were some other courses where people that recommended it, and I just didn't get around to golfing on those. Running this channel, spending all of my time at the range. Oh, Top Golf in Atlanta is a lot of fun as well. Anyway, let me know your favorite golf courses in the Atlanta region, Atlanta area. Those are just four of the ones that I experienced, and I wanted to share it. And in Wisconsin too. So Atlanta, the Milwaukee areas, let me know some of your favorite golf courses open to the public. That said, hope you enjoyed that. For anybody who might be visiting Atlanta or live in Atlanta, I'm excited to read your thoughts. Right now, we're going to talk about fantasy golf. So I didn't follow the Charles Schwab Challenge. I looked up the score, and it was like, oh, it's in playoff. I was like, oh, sweet, it's going to be a playoff. And then obviously Emiliano Grillo won that playoff, and I didn't do so well. I think I came in, was it 9th or 10th? Or I did poorly. I'll put the leaders up here. The leaders for the week, and then the leaders for the season. And this week, I believe, there's another tournament. I'll say it's like the Memorial whatever tournament. So set your lineups. This is your reminder. Set your lineups today or tomorrow, because, it locks on Thursday when the tournament begins. Does it begin on Thursday? Sometimes we get tournaments that don't start on Thursday. Either way, set your lineups. Be sure to enjoy fantasy golf with us. If you want, it's free. You can just click on the link in the description below, create a PGA account, and join us on fantasy golf. It's a lot of fun. You can get your name up here and just have fun with the group of us. So let me know how you did. Let me know your thoughts. As usual, huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Another way you can support the channel is visiting my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualified purchases. Thank you, everybody, for your support and watching. Subscribe if you enjoy this content. I am The Vintage Golfer.